it's only me, Claire Baker, former Clutterholic, founder of clutterclearing.net, recording my weekly weight loss clutter clearing journey vlog. So it is Tuesday, what's the date? The 20th, crikey, 20th of December, only 5 days until the big day. This week hasn't been such a great week in terms of the weight loss. I put on 3 pounds. That's okay, I can live with that. It's been a busy week and it's culminated in me having, which I think is a touch of a cold. Hence I'm all wrapped up, my Marilyn Monroe scarf on to stay warm. And very rarely for me, I actually had a day off yesterday. Monday is usually the day that I work with my hoarders. Although I don't have a hoarder at the moment, I'm not working with a hoarder at the moment, so I took the opportunity just to have a quiet rest day after a busy week. It is a time when I'm actually getting ready for people in the new year who decide that they want a New Year's resolution to clear their clutter. I've also got previous clients and current clients who are renewing their package of help for to start in the new year. So although lots of places are kind of winding down and getting into the Christmas spirit and don't get a lot of work done, or at least that was my experience of having a proper job. It's a very busy time for me. So because I will be working next week as well with all the preparations. And I had planned that yesterday, not having a hoarder to work with, I had planned to record lots of videos for a new video series that I'm doing. But I listened to myself and my body and I said, you know what, Claire, you need to rest. So I did. But what was interesting that resting, which is tiring, when you've got a bug about you, it didn't make me eat more, but I did think about eating more, which kind of highlights to me and is the feedback to me that the link is when I'm busy and I've got stuff to do, I can listen to my body. Yet when I'm feeling sort of a bit run down and I'm resting, that comfort pull is quite strong. Because what I used to do when I was had a cold, I very rarely get sick, and it's rare for it to actually properly stop me from doing anything. And my comfort always used to be hot black currant drink. I know it sounds ridiculous, but there's no way I could drink that now because it is just pure sugar. But almost not having that comfort all makes me feel better. Was a challenge to sort of find a substitute. Not that I did eat loads yesterday. I think my weight loss is a combination of things I'll come on to in a minute over the week and my cycle. Having looked at my cycle, I can see that there is usually a week in the month, every 4 to 5 weeks, where I put on. So again, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. It is what it is. If I just keep doing what I'm doing, if I keep using all of the 4 success factors, in fact 5, that's one of the videos I'm going to be recording, is actually there are 5 success factors, then I know that it will go. I had hoped that I might get to the £100 weight loss mark by the new year. Probably not. That's okay. Again, that's kind of my next mental goal, is to get to the £100 weight loss. So what's happened over the week? Well, we had the Christmas party on Thursday, which was clutter clearing and my husband's business, Freebird Signs, combined. And I thought, I chose carefully in terms of what I had. I had chili con carne, which was very nice. But it came with a little bit of rice and it came with 2 round pieces of garlic bread, and I did have them. I think I was curious to see how it reacted, and the interesting thing was I didn't enjoy them. I really didn't enjoy them. But what was also interesting was that eating that cup, I had a glass of mulled wine as well. Oh, love mulled wine. which is very high in calories, no nutritional value whatsoever, and I think quite high in sugar, because obviously the wine. But having had that carbohydrate at lunchtime, it meant that when I was coming back from TRE, which is it's like a de-stress thing that I do every week, a class. I had to pop into the supermarket to get a couple of bits and pieces, and I don't know whether it was because I'd had carbohydrate at lunchtime. I got Pringles. I got a box of Pringles. Don't know why. I just don't know why. After a year of not buying that kind of stuff, again, it was almost that comfort thing. And as my my weight loss coach, counsellor, has explained, you know, with carbohydrate and sugar, you get the high after you eat it, and then within half an hour, because your body it's not sort of, it's in your system, but it's not having that high, you plummet and you want more, which is why when you eat carbohydrate and sugar, you just constantly want to eat more. I don't know whether it was to do with that. I don't know whether it was just me being weak-minded. I don't know, but I know that I did. But now, what was really interesting though, I brought them home, and I ate probably about a third of the tube. And then I didn't want any more because I wasn't enjoying it. I didn't like the taste. Never thought I'd say that about Pringles. My husband polished off the rest of those. So yeah, so that was, again, interesting feedback. It's almost as if I'm going through these phases at the moment where I'm testing myself to see whether or not I do like the things that I used to like. And the reality is that I'm finding that actually 99% of them I don't like anymore. My taste buds have changed so significantly that it's I don't enjoy them. So that was Thursday, and then on Saturday went to mother-in-law, had an afternoon with her, and she did roast chicken, and we had salad, which was all lovely. And bless her, she'd done what my husband and I, 4 days a week, we have strawberries, blueberries and clotted cream. Never going to get bored of it. In fact, my weight loss counsellor said we need to rephrase it. Whereas normally the phrase is strawberries and cream, we actually have to call it cream and strawberries because there's more cream than there is strawberries. And bless her, she'd gone out and bought those so that we could have them for dessert. I did actually take them with me so that I had some food that I eat, if you like. There, and but she'd already got them in, which was really lovely. So yeah, so I don't think that sort of set me off, although I did have quite a few tomatoes, and tomatoes are actually surprisingly high is it carbs? I think it's carbs. So yeah, that probably, but I don't think that would have affected caused a 3 pound weight gain. So it could be because I'm run down, could be because it's that time in the monthly cycle. It's whatever it is. I know it'll come off next week, even though it's Christmas Day in the next week. So yes, probably my cold is probably affected by the fact that whereas most normal people would take Sunday as the day of rest, my husband and I were moving offices. He has one room in the house that is his workshop, and we were swapping that with our bedroom, and a lot of dust was unsettled as a result of that moving, and he is clearing his clutter as he goes, although we have had to move all of his clutter up into his new workshop, and I suspect quite a bit of it will be coming back down again in the bin, in the trash. So again, I don't know whether that's affected me. It was quite physically tiring. He was doing the unbolting and the disconnecting of things and furniture so we could physically move them, and I was doing the lifting of all the other little bits and pieces up and down these narrow stairs, because he's now in the attic room, which has got more space. So I felt like I had a good workout. I would not have been able to do that a year ago. I would have given up after probably a couple of trips up there, but I was going up and down those stairs all day with his paints, with his tools, I didn't take his generator because that's a little bit too heavy. But yeah, so I had a good old workout, and so that maybe that combined with the dust didn't really help. So yes, so in a way, my rest day yesterday, I don't feel so guilty about. I may well have a rest day today. I very much learned that you've got to listen to what your body is telling you. You know whether it's procrastination or whether it's actually your body saying, I need some time out. What else have I got? Yes, talking to somebody. Yeah, I've actually got written here, before I went down with my cold or whatever it is I've got, clearing your clutter can make you more vulnerable to colds and things, because we are, when you are so used to living with the clutter, you are living with the dust and it's not moved. As we start to properly clear the clutter and go through it using the clutter clearing process, we are physically picking up items and moving them. We're not just weeding out what we know can go. So that in itself disturbs the dust that has probably collected for a year, a decade or more, and therefore we are potentially putting bugs back into the air that haven't been there. So again, this is why I wonder whether what I've got is partly due to having done all the moving at the weekend. But again, that's okay. It shouldn't stop us dead in our tracks. I've also got here a fear of the having to can be one of the things that stops us from starting our clutter clearing journey. So what do I mean by this? Well, with my weight loss, a fear of always having to look good in clothes. Well, when you are large, it's almost as if people expect you to wear baggy, badly fitting clothes. And actually one of the fears for me of losing the weight and getting a great figure is feeling that I should, and I know that's not a good word, and I ban that with my clients, so I'm not practicing what I preach, but feeling that I should look good all the time, that I should have clothes that are always flattering. But actually, you know what? I know that is not true. I can have my baggy tops and my baggy whatever, because I know that underneath I am no longer big. I suppose there's a bit of a fear of unwanted attention. But again, I'm responsible for how I react to the attention, so I don't have to worry about that. I suppose it's other people's expectations, and actually they're other people's expectations. It's only my expectations of myself that actually matter. But when having spent so many years of my life being influenced by other people's expectations of me, that's a bit of a shift. In terms of our physical clutter in our home, that it can often be a high number of my clients have a realisation when I say to them, look, we need to be clear about how we want this space to be when it's clutter free. It's called our worksheet 7, because it's worksheet number 7 in ebook and workbook 1. When the room is clear of clutter, or the room we're working on is clear of clutter, we need to be clear about how we want it to be. And a lot of people assume that when they clear their clutter, they have to invite friends and family into their home and entertain and do all those things that are apparently normal. And I remind people, you know what, even when you've cleared your clutter, you do not have to have people into your home. If you want your home to be your safe space, if you want your home to be where you can retreat to, become kind of like your womb, it's where you recharge your batteries and you leave the world outside, you can do that. You do not have to become the social butterfly of the community or your group of friends and family. You can still say no, or not even say no. You can still not invite people in if you want to, if that's what you want to do. Realising that actually clearing your clutter gives you choices. At the moment, with your physical clutter in your home, you probably don't have choices. But when you clear it, you do get choices. Exactly the same with the weight loss. I have a choice to wear baggy clothes, or I can wear tailored clothes that show off the figure. But when I was fat, I could only wear baggy clothes. I didn't have a choice to wear nice tailored clothes. So again, it's just choices that we get. We can still have those protections, if you like, in place that make us feel safe. So yeah. Okay, just lastly, a couple of things, comments that people have left on previous videos I wanted to share with you, which is lovely. A week ago, Blue Jay said, brava Claire. I was just thinking, oh, this was, yeah, not last week, the week before. I was just thinking how pretty you looked in that dress when you mentioned it. I also believe that the different things you have been noticing are important feedback clues. I need to restart my own weight loss again. My current physical clutter path along my current physical clutter path, but this time of year is challenging for starting it. Yes, it is harder in the winter, apparently, according to my counsellor. I think that shedding physical clutter and weight may help one another. The parallels that I'm discovering are many. Take care. Looking forward to your next updates. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Paul Vic J said, yes, that dress is gorgeous. Thank you. I am not a doctor, but I can assure you that it does not take much weight loss before I am feeling the cold terribly. This year we moved to a much colder climate, and at the same time I lost weight in order to reduce my blood pressure. It was not a pleasant combination, but I do feel a lot healthier. Now this is in relation to when I said that I didn't know whether this was a fact, but I got the sense that I was feeling the cold more. When I mentioned this to my weight loss counsellor the other week, she actually sat there and went, yay, and clapped. She said that if you're shivering a bit, if you're feeling the cold, it's a good sign that you are in calorie deficit. And of course, calorie deficit is what we need in order to lose weight. We need to burn more calories than we consume. So she was ever so excited about the fact that I had 6 layers on. So yes, so apparently it is the case. She said if you look at slim and thin and skinny people, they will feel the cold terribly, and anorexic people will feel the cold very badly, because most of their fat, or they have very little amount of fat for insulation. So yes, so I'm aware now, if I'm feeling the cold, it's not necessarily a bad thing to stick another layer on, because it's all how my body's doing what it needs to do. It is shaking in order to generate the energy it needs. Gina Pearson left a comment. Perfectly imperfect is hard for me. Yes, me too. That was on last week's video. And great loss and smart. Oh, thank you. So thank you for the comments. Now the next week, between now and next week, is Christmas Day. Next Monday is Boxing Day. I will record a video next Tuesday because I will be working. I will be doing the videos that I needed to do yesterday and probably today. But I think I'm going to take the rest of the day and rest again. That is what my body is telling me, so that I'm in the best possible place to do good videos. But have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, whatever you are up to, whether you are on your own or with others. I'm having a very, very quiet one. My husband and I will just have our turkey and our turkey sandwiches in the evening. I will probably spend the day in pyjamas. We will get our open fire going. The cats will no doubt be sitting round the fire, and that is it. No family obligations, no entertaining. For us, that will just be heaven. A couple of days off, and just spending time with the people that matter, and on the phone to those that are not physically with us. So yes, have a lovely time, whatever you are doing. Keep up the good work, and I shall speak to you next week. Take care. Bye bye.